Welcome to the Popcorn Talk Network. For the online broadcast network that features movie discussion, news, and interviews, press 1. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies.
From the Popcorn Talk Network, the online broadcast network for movie talk, this is Otaku Movie Anatomy, breaking down and reviewing some of the best and worst in the animated film genre. Is its power level over 9,000, or is it just another Yamcha? Find out now on Otaku Movie Anatomy!
It's gonna be music.
Ah.
Hi.
Hey.
Oh, no music, I guess.
No music.
No.
Merry Christmas,
Merry
bitches.
Christmas.
Feliz Navidad.
Welcome back to Otaku Movie Anatomy, where we talk about otaku-related movies. This week we are doing Sailor Moon S, the movie, also known as Sailor Moon S Hearts in Ice.
Hearts in Ice.
Hearts in Ice.
No one called it. Who called it that? The Americans.
It's the Pioneer.
Probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Pioneer.
Pioneer.
Hearts in Ice.
Okay.
We are back this week. I am your host, Yume Ninja, and Jonathan Meza is back with us this week.
Yay, it's great to be back, you guys. This is going to be my last one until next year, so
Yeah.
looking forward
What
to
a
it.
dick.
And we have special
I'm
guest
an
Lauren
asshole.
Landa, aka Sailor Neptune.
Happy to be here. Hi, guys.
And then on the end we have Michelle, I am ChubbyBunny,
I
who is
am
monitoring
on the
chat.
Monitoring chat. If anyone's watching, maybe not.
I
We
know.
need to change our time slots, so we lost our bros in New
I know.
Zealand.
Oh,
Sorry.
guys.
We're only doing this for the next 2 weeks.
Actually, are you,
This week and
are you
next
guys
week.
going to do next week on Tuesday also?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
So next
Nice.
2 weeks, and then in January,
Back to
the
Wednesday.
6th, we're going back to Wednesday at 8.
Yepers.
Yeah.
Cool.
So Lauren,
Yeah.
being Sailor Neptune.
I am.
Yeah, so how's that?
I am. It's a dream role for me, actually, because I was a huge Sailor Moon fan as a kid. I grew up on Sailor Moon. And my favorite characters at first were Jupiter and Mars.
Well,
But
yeah.
then,
Obviously.
obviously. But later on, when you meet the Outer Senshi, the Outer Guardians,
Like
you
in
know,
episode 110, yeah.
yeah, pretty much like further
It takes
down the
them
line.
so long to introduce.
Further down the line, when Uranus and Neptune come in, they basically became my absolute favorite characters. And fast forward to years later, I got an audition for those 3 characters. Well, yes, 3 characters, Uranus, Neptune, and Saturn. And I was super anal about the whole thing because I really wanted to get one of them. And every time I move, you can hear me jingle. And I then got an email saying that I was cast as Sailor Neptune. And I was
Email, God.
stoked.
That's how dreams come true, guys.
Magical
Emails.
email. It was a dream come true, honestly. She is a dream role for me, so I'm so stoked to play
Well,
her.
I personally think she's one of the better designed.
I think so,
She's
too.
really
Yeah.
pretty.
I kind of feel intimidated to play her because when I was younger, she was an inspiration to me because she's so beautiful and because she's so graceful. I mean, she's an artist. She's a not a harp player, sorry, a violin player, and she's
Nerds
just
are gonna kill you.
I know.
I know, right? No, she got it right. She was fine.
I don't know where harp came from.
Just, see, that's what you
just
get for
said
saying the
wrong
wrong
words.
instrument. That's what you get.
Oh, jinxing. But yeah, she's just so cool. Like, I remember growing up, and I just thought that the two of them were just so cool. And I look up to them, so it was awesome.
I always love how, like, her, she made Mercury obsolete. Like, Mercury's like, water and bubbles. And she was like, bitch,
I
watch
please.
this. Like,
I own
please.
all the water in the ocean.
Yeah, chill out with your
ocean.
bubbles.
I always say that Mercury kind of focuses more on, bubbles and ice, whereas Neptune definitely focuses more on the ocean, like actual water.
Hell yeah, man. Raging waters. Yeah. Raging waters, man.
The theme park erupts from her hands.
Yeah,
It's
totally.
serious.
Get a toothbrush.
It's pretty awesome, and I also love their transformation music. Their
Yeah.
transformation music is like total badass, and the rest of it, the younger girls, they have this really cutesy kind of transformation music, and it's like, no, we got rock here, we got some rock and roll, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, they're so much more adult than like the original,
They're
five.
in college.
They are.
Yeah, they're in college,
They're in
exactly.
college,
There's
guys.
just, yeah.
They have a baby basically, and they're in college.
Yeah, basically, which actually will be dubbed at some point, so I'm really excited about that
Yeah,
because that shows that season has never been dubbed before.
That's right.
So that'll be really exciting.
Yeah, because I saw that they were doing another season, and I was going to ask.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they haven't announced it yet, but I'm assuming since we are going with the original Japanese, we're not no censorship or anything like they did with the original dub. So I'm assuming that we're just going to continue along with whatever they give us, pretty much, because anime has become so much more, if you want to say risque, I guess, since like the 90s, I guess. So there's a lot more liberty with it now. So, the Sailor Starlights, I don't think it's going to be a huge deal. So, as much as it would have been back in the 90s, I don't think people will care as much.
Yeah.
So
Nice. We got worse things happening in anime right now. Not like it's bad, but just like crazier stuff.
That's true.
Yeah.
Boundaries. All right. So Sailor Moon as the movie. So for those of you who live under a rock and have never heard of Sailor Moon,
what kind of a nerd are you?
I don't know how you exist. First of all,
Why are you watching our show? Get out of here.
Yeah, exactly. So Sailor Moon was created by Naoko Takeuchi, and the manga spanned from 1991 to 1997. The anime series, which was Sailor Moon, Sailor Moon R, Sailor Moon S, Sailor Moon Super S, and Sailor Moon Sailor Stars, was from 1992 to 1999, I want to say.
I think so, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. It was like, I had it written down, guys.
Like a really long time.
Yeah, it was a really long time.
You say that 5 times fast. Say that 5 times fast.
Basically, Sailor Moon owned the market in the 90s. It was, if you were, guys and girls alike, but predominantly if you were a girl at any age in that era and you watched anime, it was Sailor Moon. Like, this was your show, period.
Yeah. I remember it aired at some crazy time at like 6 a.m. or something to say, or maybe 5:30 a.m. Right after Robotech, and on the East Coast, because I grew up in Pittsburgh. I would just get up super fucking early and like I would sit downstairs in the dark and turn on Sailor Moon like in the low, like 1 bar of volume, because I didn't want anyone to know it was watching this weird thing. I knew inherently that there was something wrong with me liking this.
There was nothing wrong with it.
I know, but I
wrong at all.
just didn't want anyone to know, and I was like embarrassed to talk about interest with people for a very long time.
At that point, when we were either in middle school or high school, it was that wasn't the cool thing, and people would totally make fun of you if you liked anime. They would always mistake it for something that wasn't, they would always mistake it for hentai. Doesn't matter what it was, they always thought that any anime whatsoever was hentai.
Yeah.
And I remember saying, oh yeah, I like this show Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z, and people were like, oh, that stuff's weird.
Yeah.
Just assuming, and I'm just like, get out of here.
I always wonder, like, what exactly did people first watch when they watched anime? Because everybody, like back in the day.
Probably Speed Racer, like older people.
Speed Racer,
Yeah, so it's like, where did this
Kimba
hentai
Speed
come
Racer.
from?
I have no idea.
What are they referencing?
I think because that's
Eighth
all
Man.
I think because the majority of blockbusters, that's all they had. They
Yeah.
mainly had a lot of hentai, so that's what everybody saw first. They didn't actually see, like, the Fatal Fury movies or anything.
I own them. I own a VHS.
I love
them.
Fatal Fury,
I
yes.
remember, this is terrible, I hope my brother's not watching, I'm sure he's not. So I got my wisdom tooth out in my freshman year of college, I think, and I was just home for like a week, just like, convalescing, and my brother was like, oh, here, nerd, you want some anime? He went to Suncoast and he bought me some anime.
Suncoast! I worked at Suncoast.
Oh my gosh.
I think everyone knows someone who worked at Suncoast.
Suncoast.
Discount was
Oh my
fucking
god,
killer.
I love Suncoast.
But he's like, I don't know what it is, but like, it just looked cool, so I thought you might like it because you like anime shit. I'm like, cool. I put it in. It's Devil Hunter Yoko. The one that's like all just like about her, everyone trying to make her not a virgin.
Oh God!
And my brother was like, and I was like, oh, this is like super sexy. I don't think he knows like what he gave me.
Yeah.
He's older than me by like 3 years. So and one day he was like, oh, can I borrow that one to see sometime? I'm like, oh, I don't know where it is. I can't. I have no idea. Sorry,
I lost
Steve.
it. It's broken.
I remember watching more anime back in the day that just wasn't appropriate. I just always liked the mature ones anyway.
Yeah.
Just because I wasn't into the cutesy kind of stuff. I was into the more, the darker theme. There was one anime that nobody remembers, Bastard.
I remember that.
I love that show.
That was amazing.
So good. Well, the animation was beautiful. And do you know it?
Not Bastard, no.
It's sentence.
The way you said that was not bastard. No.
It takes place in like a Renaissance medieval era, and this dark wizard is basically brought back to life, Dark Schneider. and like the woman he loves is like kidnapped by like all these evil beings, and he has to fight off all of them. And then there's this incredibly beautiful dark elf who was once his pupil and then became his lover, and it's an awesome show. Like and there's only 6 episodes.
It's like
so.
super 90s.
Yeah,
it's so ridiculous.
You should pick that up, John.
Why not, man? That's my era. Something got by me in my time.
So back to Sailor Moon.
Yeah. Speaking of super 90s, Sailor
very
Moon.
90s. So Sailor Moon as the movie was actually based off of a one-shot that Takeuchi wrote, which was kind of loosely based off of the Snow Queen as well. And I think she was also inspired because she had like this trip to Kennedy Space Center and watched the Columbia shuttle launch. So I think that's why one of the characters is like a female astronaut.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that.
The manga's
That
really
makes total
cute.
sense.
Nice.
Yeah,
I think they released it in English. If you guys have a chance to look at it, it's on Amazon. It's called like, it has a picture of Chibiusa on the front, and it's like collected secret stories or extra stories, something like that. It's full of really cute things. Like
it's
that
called
story.
like Princess Kaguya's Lover, I think was the original.
Oh yeah.
And
Because
then,
they go into that sort of in the movie.
Yeah, and there's another one shot, totally off topic, that I really like, and it's all about Sailor Mars and her, like, of course, like it's very much a trope, but like her father, she's a politician's daughter, so her father's assistant, and how she falls in love with him and all that stuff. It's really, really interesting, but it's like a one thing that you never see this guy again. Like it's it. She's in love with him.
The
it's
one-shot movies that they do all the time. Yeah.
Would have been a good movie, but
So this movie was it was a very short movie compared to most movies we do, which we were talking about. We usually do 2-hour movies.
Jesus Christ, Japan, get it together.
This movie was like a 2 episodes equivalent.
Yeah.
It was like
it's about like 59 minutes, I think.
it's like a little
But that's
under-
including credits.
Yeah, that's
And then the
including
weird
yeah.
long
kind
ass
of under an
opening.
hour.
Yeah.
But basically it's about this kind of entity, alien snow entity that it is trying to kind of take over the world and freeze it. And part of her like comet, it falls on Earth, and this guy named Kakeru, who's an astronomer, finds it.
Cute astronomer.
And he's
Little
like sickly or whatever, and his love interest happens to be this astronaut that is going to be on this space shuttle. But he also saves Luna while she's sick, and it kind of develops into Luna kind of falling in love for the first time. And
So cute.
It is adorable.
You know, the usual like love, friendship beats everything.
Typical
That's pretty much the movie.
cat
Like,
loves
it's-
man. You know.
Cat and man. But if you love Luna, this movie is all Luna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you
Go ahead.
Oh no! It's just if you love Artemis, just pawning after Luna, it's so sad.
But
You
it's a
feel
really
sorry
good
for him.
payout at the end for Artemis.
Yes.
Really good payout. I was gonna say, I always thought, as I was reading, or watching Sailor Moon growing up, I always thought that like Artemis and Luna, this is not canon, I just thought this in my head, that they used to be humans and they turned to cats to be a certain kind of way.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But then, like, they're just we're on the moon, we're just fucking cats. We're the only 3 cats on the moon, and we all speak English, and there's no other cats like us, just
I think
us
you mean
and
they
our
all
dogs.
speak Japanese.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Sorry. Oh shit, dog. Real quick, off topic. I want to say hi to Steven Starr. Hello, Merry Christmas to you as well.
Hey.
And
Merry Christmas.
Karina Meza, you found us again. So
Wait, Karina?
was that your?
That's my wife. She
Hey,
watching right now?
Karina.
Is it your wife?
Is my wife watching?
Let's just quit Borat now.
Oh my gosh, dear Lord. Thanks a lot.
Your
Good to see
waifu
you.
is watching.
Yeah. Hey, wife.
I'm glad your wife is watching. I hope my
Yeah.
brother is not watching. So.
Since you called him out on giving you hentai.
Shit. I never told him that either, like ever. It's like not come up.
Until now.
He doesn't prank that. We don't talk.
But yeah, this movie is just kind of very lighthearted. Doesn't really fall into any of the main storyline of Sailor Moon. It's kind of like it's a one-off, but it's a very like cute, lighthearted film. It's worth the watch.
I'm curious as to where it takes. I'm sure it takes place probably after S or during. I'm not entirely sure because we see Sailor Moon's transformation to where she. I don't remember what it's. I forgot the transformation name.
Super. It's like the next level up from regular.
Yeah, that's what I always think of it as a level up.
I think it's at the end. It's supposed to be in the middle, towards the middle end or the end of Super. Or
Yes.
no, of S. Sorry, because after that
S.
is Super S.
Yeah,
Right.
and then it's
Wait.
Just S.
It's S and then Super S.
Just
I know it
S.
gets super confusing.
Just S. I was talking with. I was watching it with Amanda Miller, and she was
What the hell
saying.
does S stand for?
Super.
Oh, super. It's always
So
super.
S is super.
Yeah.
I always
super.
thought it was like I didn't think it was. I always read it as supers. Until like somebody was like, "What's Super S?" and I was like, "Oh."
I like supers. I'll take it.
Supers.
But yeah, she was saying that this is definitely like season 3 and like I guess a portion of the way through it. You know, so I mean we were trying to place it, and I think I was like, okay, I'll go with that.
That makes sense, yeah, because it's not, you know, after the whole Saturn thing has happened. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
But to be fair,
child yet.
you know, she hasn't come in yet, so that would make sense that it's about like a little more than halfway through what Sailor Moon S would be.
Yes.
So that makes total sense, and yeah, it's just a side story, which is it's just such a sweet side story.
Yeah, but if you love Sailor Moon and you love like magical girls, it's kind of like just very easy watch.
Yeah,
I found like it was really easy to watch. Like I watched it like twice, just like once just doing other stuff, and then once again just to kind of pay attention. But I was like, oh, what got through really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I found that when it was over, I went, oh.
Yeah, right.
That's it.
That went by kind of quick, actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. It was fun.
Yeah.
I laughed quite a few times.
It had all the necessary things. It was like cute, entertaining, had payoff. None of that did, you know?
Yeah. It well, especially since you see all of the soldiers actually get together and do that ultimate, the silver crystal power attack
the hand-holding
at the
thing.
end. Yes, the hand-holding thing.
They're all like still surprised that this works. Like, we are about to die, and that's right. All we have to do is just combine our powers, and then nobody has to die.
Oh my gosh! You know what the
We've never
answer
done that
is?
before.
Love and friendship. Oh my gosh! How did we forget that?
That's the end of every episode.
It's love and friendship.
Every season they combine their shit and they get their shit together.
because the trope is that they have to forget and do it every time.
It's true.
Yeah,
It's totally true.
Project their rainbow.
But on that note, Michelle's gonna give us tropes and Christmas in Japan.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm excited for this.
So for tropes, we covered a lot already. So magical girl as a genre is itself, in and of itself, a trope. It has all of these qualities that when you see any kind of magical girl show, you see them all over and over again. It all kind of started, and this is kind of a little bit Wikipedia. I'm not gonna lie. So if anyone else has a different,
there's
take
nothing
on this,
wrong with that.
It's hard to find like the first one because there's a lot of like elements of it way back. But in 1953, did this say that now? And they were in 2000s.
Wow.
In 53, there was Princess Knight manga, which is great. It's about a girl who becomes a knight, and it's really it's kind of. It's not really magical yet though, because there's nothing magic about the Princess Knight. It's just that the princess likes to fight, you know.
Okay.
But it's kind of like she gets a costume, and you know she's very like kind of for love and justice as well.
Yeah.
And then the Japanese dub of the American TV show Bewitched. This is really weird, by the way. Was really, really popular in Japan. So in the 60s, there was this little anime called Sally the Witch, which you guys, if you haven't heard of it or you haven't seen it at all, it's really, really cute. Google it. It's all on the internet, subbed and everything. It's great. But that's kind of, it gets a little more, okay, now there's magic, and there's a girl, and it's really, really cute, and it's aimed towards girls, but she does shit. She doesn't just, like, sit around. There's no guys. So it's kind of, it started moving in that direction. And then, in the 90s, Sailor Moon came and paved the way. There's, so some of the things that happen in magical titles all the time, there's magical transformations.
Yeah.
There are matching outfits.
Yeah.
Right, always.
Everyone's a color.
Yep, a color.
In not a racist way.
Color of the rainbow.
Color of the fucking rainbows. Except sometimes it's like a red and a pink, and I'm like, bitch, pink is not in the rainbow. Shit.
Because sometimes it's like red is the main one, but then sometimes pink is the main one.
Yeah.
But then with Sailor Moon, she gets blue and red.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
That always threw me off.
I know why. It's because she made Sailor V first, and that was her costume. And it was like a whole thing, and I think later she probably had some regret about that. But it's because she's all the colors. But if she was all the colors, she'd be black.
It's true.
She's not.
It's true.
She's like black's Pluto, right?
You know what? I never know because you can't really. It looks black, but I don't know if it's
black.
Is it black?
I think it's black because Saturn is purple.
Yeah. I just didn't. I couldn't tell if it was like super, super, super dark green, but Jupiter's green, so it's got to be black.
Oh.
Anyway,
her hair's green. Yeah. There is always a mascot character.
Yes.
Who's either a cat or a magical bird or some shit. So in
or a bunny-looking thing.
Or some sort of familiar
Yeah.
thing.
So like in Madoka, there was the bunny-looking thingy. Cube. I couldn't watch more than 2 episodes of that because I was like, oh shit, I know what's gonna happen.
So you didn't even get to my episode, right?
Oh shit. Bad friends.
I couldn't watch it either. It was like heavy, dude.
Yeah,
It's pretty
I mean,
dark.
it's meant to be. But that actually that was like. There's so much Magical Girl. I just like, oh, it's like all the Magical Girl make it terrible. But it's interesting. And then there's Cardcaptor, obviously, which came out right after Sailor Moon, I believe, or it started being.
Towards the end of Sailor Moon. Yeah.
And then it had the same thing. It had the I'm forgetting that guy, the little dude.
Oh my gosh.
He has another
Yeah, Karo.
There's actually two. There's Karo, and then there's
the black one.
the black one. Can't remember his name now.
So I'm always with the race wars
We're
in
blanking.
anime.
If you're in the chat, you can pull it up.
But anyway, so there's always that, and then magical items.
Yes.
Magical items, and sometimes a magical contract. Mm-hmm. You know, they must like, will you? Do you promise to help the world or whatever? And then the characters are like, I guess I don't really know what this entails, but I will agree. And and then they get a brooch or a wand or a feather.
And then they transform.
Or a bracelet, like Power Rangers, they get like those little transformation bracelets.
Yeah.
That's not Magical Girl, I just throwing it out there. So anyway, lovely, lovely, lovely Magical Girl tropes in Sailor Moon and in many, many other Magical Girl thingy-jiggers.
Magical Girl, the Magical Girl theme has really, I think with Sailor Moon, that's what really revolutionized the whole genre, because, as any girl wanted to be a Sailor Scout or a Sailor Senshi, whatever. They really wanted to be a part of that because they were teenage girls, they were 13-year-olds, they were 14-year-olds, they were in middle school. And I know for girls like me, I was bored with life, so bored. So whenever I would come home and watch Sailor Moon after school, I'd be like, I wish I could transform into a cool outfit like that. I wish I could have a cool power like that. It reaches out to a huge audience, and I think that's awesome. So
I feel like, was Sailor Moon the first teen Magical Girls? Because I know there was like Creamy Mommy, but like up till then,
there wasn't a team.
To my knowledge, it was only like individuals.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe not. I think
Is Cutie Honey
Cutie Honey is technically Magical Girl. She doesn't have an item though, or she's like a robot made by some guy,
But she has a cute outfit.
Different. I mean, Sailor Moon was so girl power, you know. I mean, that was something that really like represented women and put them in the forefront. Like, where the girls are the ones who were, outside of Sailor Moon, just need to be saved by her scouts and Darien all the time, or Mamoru. It was
that
really like
nothing.
It was really empowering for women, and I think that was really cool for young girls. I always go back to when I was growing up right here in the San Fernando Valley. Hey, Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Word up. The first girl, I should say, because we were very young, that I ever fell in love with.
Well, your wife's on chat right now.
Sorry, she knows this story. Her name is Jennifer.
Rena, get your man under control.
Her name is Jennifer, and she was obsessed with Sailor Moon. And
good girl.
Yeah, and she literally, her entire room, you could not see the wall. It was all Sailor Moon posters, Sailor Moon bed, Sailor Moon everything. I mean, to the nines. But I was Dragon Ball Z, and she was Sailor Moon, and we got to that was like our
That's
little...
That's a good combo.
It was our little relationship.
That's the winning 90s combo.
It is.
Yeah,
90s
we were
combo.
Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon combined. It was awesome, and now my son's name is Darien. So there you go, named after Mamoru.
Look at this hardcore nerd over here.
There was this hilarious meme that came out last year, and it was just before Anime Expo, and it was a meme of Robin Williams from Jumanji, as Alan, and it basically said Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon at Anime Expo. What year is it? And I'm like, it's the 90s all over again.
Awesome.
It just worked so well.
Yeah.
The Magical Girl, obviously it's still going on today. Right now, as far as something marketed directly towards young girls, Pretty Cure is it. Pretty Cure? Oh my god.
Yeah,
it's
Pretty
like
Cure.
It's like, a team of 3 girls, they're all the different colors. It's more than 3 girls. There's like a whole
bunch of them.
There's a whole bunch of them, but it's the same kind of. It's not planets and stars related, but it's
they're
the same
flowers.
Kind of...
No, they changed. They started off as flowers, and then they became jewels. And
oh wow,
yeah.
I don't know which one it is right now.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
so.
but they're on everything. They're the longest running Magical Girl show, I think.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're like 9-10 seasons.
And honestly,
in.
I think
Pretty
Cure. I think the reason why Sailor Moon started and why it's so successful is to combine the two genres of Magical Girl and the Sentai shows.
Yes.
Power Rangers was not the first Sentai show, but you get the kind of feeling of Power Rangers. They all have different colors, but there's fighting, so it's kind of appeals a little bit to both boys and girls.
Yeah, totally. And that they're a team and everything. So.
But as far as other terrible, so Magical Girl, great, but in this movie there are some tropes.
Yes.
I gotta talk about it a little bit. So animals. An animal who falls in love with a human.
Yeah. Of course.
And then there's a lot about that.
Yeah.
But then she turns into a human to express her love. And usually it's like for a limited time.
Oh.
Because she has to die or go away later. Like the Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
The original one.
Little
None of
Mermaid.
that depressing shit.
Yeah.
Sort of, I guess.
So yeah, there's lots of that in manga and anime. So it could be maybe not necessarily animals, but like, hey, I'm an android and I love you, so I can't love you because I'm a robot / Chobits. Or
It's very like Pinocchio. You have this one moment where you can be real, and then you're back to whatever form you were in.
Oh yeah, totally.
And in Sailor Moon, there's a lot of animal love. So
Yes.
Chibiusa falls in love with Pegasus.
Yes.
Pegasus, oh god, that whole season, Jesus. The whole season we're going,
Like,
Pegasus!
girl, you're chasing after Pegasus. He's a dream, a literal dream.
Yeah, but then he turns into a very cute little boy, or older than her boy, I can't remember. But
I mean, it depends on if you watch the dub or the sub. Because the English dub, his voice was that of like a 35-year-old man.
Whoa, thank God. Thank the Lord in heaven. And then there's also this implied love backstory with Artemis and Minako. So that's cute though.
That's cute though.
Is there like a love story? I mean,
It's not like I think it's implied. There's a lot of like little like
There's like
quick
hints
moments.
and stuff, but they never outright say it.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, obviously, they've been together for a long time. They've been friends. They've been companions. They've been through a lot together. I'm sure he's the one that actually helped her become Sailor V.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
He fucking was though. And then,
Oh, Artemis. I love Artemis.
Yeah.
I really do. And I think I said the words poor Artemis like 4 times while I was watching. I was like, oh, poor Artemis. Oh, poor
You're shit
Artemis.
on.
And then at the end when they're wagging, he's wagging his little tail. I was just like, oh my gosh.
and then their baby Diana.
Oh, exactly. Spoilers. I know. I didn't want to
more
get
than
there
20
yet.
years ago.
But
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
All of this reminded me, that episode where Artemis has a really shitty day?
Yes.
There's like that one episode where he just gets shit on the entire
Poor
episode.
Artemis.
It's in
I was like, this is like that episode.
It's in Sailor Moon R, right?
I think so,
Pretty
yeah.
sure. It's
But
so
I think
funny.
it's called like Artemis's bad day, but
Yeah.
he has an incredibly shit day. And like everybody ignores him or something and he gets like super upset.
Yeah. Oh, poor
Poor
Artemis.
guy.
Yeah. But spoiler, he straight up gets it on and has a baby. Word
Yeah,
up. I'm
later.
bringing to
It's
that.
Been out, as
Yeah.
Michelle said,
Eggnog.
it's been out for like over 20 years.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
haven't seen it
Yeah.
by now, come on.
All right.
Yeah.
True that.
It's like past the statute of spoiler limitation.
I know, right?
So another great, amazing trope that this movie really hammers home is the protagonist who is sickly, but
Yes.
he has
Yes.
a frail body.
Yeah.
But because he's so frail, he manages to do amazing, overcompensating things.
Yeah.
So we're talking about Kakeru, the main boy character, the love interest, and he's is he because he's sickly or because he has bad eyesight? One of the two.
No, it's the gem. The
yeah, it's
gem
the
is
crystal.
killing him. The
Oh, no,
crystal's
the
killing
ice
him.
No,
crystal.
he's sickly to begin with because he says he's always like been sickly.
He has like a bad
and
heart
then
or
the
something.
gem on top of like
Yeah.
him
Oh,
being
makes it
sickly.
It's
worse.
sucking out his life force so
okay.
that it can get stronger.
So Kakeru's whole thing is that I've always wanted to go into space, but I'm too weak, or my body's
Yeah.
too weak. So
Right, yeah.
he has his girlfriend mentions he has like 20 degrees, and he's like, you're not overcompensating. But it's such a trope, but it's something that's true. People with disabilities who, again, this is not a real person or real disability. He just has like disease. He has basically anime leprosy. Like we don't.
Yeah.
It's always
Like-
what is it? We're saying not leprosy.
It's leukemia.
it's
Kiwi.
Anime leukemia?
anime characters who get sickly and then just magically get like a magical celebrity sickness. It's always
Like it's this trope. Like Korean dramas, it's leukemia and brain tumors, and then in like
Oh, we talked about this in
Yeah,
Early Wind
yeah.
Rises. Yeah.
no, it's tuberculosis.
Tuberculosis.
Oh,
That was the
yes.
one. TB.
Yes,
Thank
that
you.
is very common in a
Yeah.
lot of anime
Yeah.
shows.
Yeah.
Like they're always coughing up blood, and you're
you
like,
could call it a
Because
trope at this
TB
point.
is like the most beautiful way to die, guys.
apparently.
And speaking
guessed.
of the wind rises, the same thing happens to Judo. He's a person with a disability or a sickness. He doesn't have TB, but he's
Eyesight.
what's his, eyesight is
His
his
eyesight.
disability.
Yeah.
So he, and to overcompensate, just designs planes for people to fly. And
Yeah.
then in Ghost in the Shell, which we also covered on the show, Kurutsu or Kurtz, as it's actually spelled. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, dub, that didn't do it right.
They don't always do.
Yeah, she isn't unable to transfer her actual mind into a body, so because she's allergic to prosthetics. I don't know, something stupid like that. So she
makes a whole bunch of bodies. Yeah.
a whole army of hers or whatever the hell. So yeah, just sickly people just doing it right, I guess.
I love it. That's a trope. Sickly people
Yeah.
doing it right.
Yeah.
Sounds like an ad.
Yep, exactly.
I feel like we're ready to move on to the most important part, though, which are Christmas traditions in Japan.
Yay.
So this is related to the episode a little bit because
It takes place during the Christmas season in Japan, which, if you've never seen photos, it's kind of amazing in Japan. Like, they go all out.
Yeah.
It's
I've always wanted to visit Tokyo specifically during the winter season, the holiday season, just because they really do go
it's
all
really,
out.
really great.
And I'm going to say that it's not just Japan. Asians in general.
really?
During Christmas, like if you look at Hong Kong, China, Korea, like Christmas, it has nothing to do with religion. They just love lights and decorations.
Yeah.
And it's to them, it's considered romantic as well.
Yes.
Well, apparently we picked up that bill. Straight up.
I will point out that Michelle and I are both Asian.
Yes.
Hey.
And we fucking love Christmas.
Fucking love. I'm gonna drop as many F-bombs as I don't feel like anyone's really watching this. So.
It's okay. I love Christmas too. I am a Jew who loves Christmas.
Oh,
So,
bless.
no, I've celebrated Christmas my whole life, so I've celebrated both Hanukkah and Christmas, and I love
It's
I
like
love Christmas.
it's like the colors and the lights and the
Yes!
presents. So that's kind of what it is.
It's more that it's cultural to me than it is about religion and the Jesus.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm not very religious, but the atmosphere at holidays, at the holiday time, at Christmas time, I love it.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
it.
But in Japan, it's a very like romantic holiday.
Yeah, that's
So-
how I see it.
Some of the differences of Christmas in Japan and Christmas, and by the way, the only reason we really know it's before or around Christmas time in Sailor Moon S, the movie, is because Tuxedo Mask has the best scene, which you see on Tumblr every year.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can't wait
boy.
for this GIF every year.
He's like, there's some sort of like quick battle scene, and then like as the girls are getting in trouble, they pan up to a fucking blimp.
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus.
You know what? This is very appropriate. The F-bomb is so appropriate here. Because you look up
blimp.
and it's a random fucking blimp.
Like,
just
in the middle of
from
Santa
Santa Claus.
Which is something that you don't see in Japan ever, by the way, ever. They don't really have those Goodyear blimps like they do out here. You can't fucking see them.
Bizarre.
But it like goes across the sky.
Yeah. And you see Santa Claus, but it's not Santa Claus, it's Tuxedo Mask, who for no reason at all is in this blimp, ready to fight, wearing
like,
a Santa costume, rips it up.
And it's like,
it's
ho, 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 rips it off and he's Tuxedo Mask.
And it's not even just that. It's not like it looks like Tuxedo Mask in a Santa outfit. It looks like Santa Claus. It's like, oh my gosh, what is Santa Claus doing here? But all of a sudden he just like rips off the costume, but like so Santa disappears and it's just Tuxedo Mask.
Just Tuxedo Mask.
It's totally like Mission Impossible when they pull off the face.
I was
and
gonna
it's
say
a
like
different
Looney
face.
Tunes or something.
Looney Tunes
It's
also,
very
yes.
like slapstick, and he's just kind of like, haha, it's me.
What I love
Yes.
is that he actually puts on the Santa Claus voice, like, ho, 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 Merry Christmas, and
so
then he
much.
rips off the costume, Happy New Year, and I'm like,
what is going on?
It's great because I was listening, I was trying to make sure if that was Tuxedo Mask's
Yeah.
voice actor in the Japanese version. It totally is.
Yeah.
Him just going like, oh. It's ridiculous.
If I could put a tag onto that moment, it gets better because Tuxedo Mask is like, all right, time to fight, and he jumps in and attacks by throwing a dreidel. He throws a dreidel.
It's not even the right thing.
And it hits the ice creature chick in her face. He straight up smacks her in the face
With the dreidel.
With the dreidel.
It was the best because I was like, all they needed was some reference to Kwanzaa.
Yes, we're done.
And then it's like Santa Claus. He mentioned New Year, and he throws his dreidel at the snow dancer, and I was like, oh my god, this is so
Amazing.
So that's how you know it is about Christmas time in Sailor Moon S, the movie.
Best part of the film.
One of the most perplexing things I think for Americans to see is that on Christmas Day, Japanese people tend to have, a Christmas cake.
Yes.
oh.
There's a cake, and it's you just have a cake. I don't know. It's not anyone's fucking birthday. It's Jesus' birthday, I guess.
Well,
not really. Not
yeah, I was just gonna
actually.
say.
He was actually born in the
It's like
summertime.
in
Actually,
August
but
or
but
shit.
this is how we celebrate it.
So there's a Christmas cake. You'll see like really cute, like especially strawberry cakes with like little Santas and cute reindeer on them. You can buy them at like Japanese grocery stores in LA.
You have to order them. You have
I
to
always
order them
buy
in
them.
advance.
Oh,
Yeah.
pick them up. You go early in the morning, but I know. And another weird food thing is that they always have KFC. They have KFC at parties.
So bizarre.
I don't know why.
KFC?
I've tried to Google it a couple times. Like, why
don't
is
know
this?
why.
But
As in Kentucky
Yes.
Fried Chicken?
yeah,
Yes.
there's a lot of KFCs in Japan, and they always dress up the Colonel Sanders as Santa Claus. The one outside, the statues.
Yeah.
But
it's like Christmas dinners, KFC.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yes.
So it can be Christmas dinner, or it can be so Christmas Eve is traditionally is they've just decided Christmas Eve is for dates and romance. So it's almost like Valentine's Day here.
Okay.
So it's like, oh, Christmas Eve is coming up. I don't have a girlfriend. Like, oh, what am I gonna do?
I'm gonna get her KFC because my gift is heartburn. I want to give her heartburn.
We mentioned before, there's a lot of more. They call them illuminations. They have like set areas in cities that are just for people to go on dates and spend their fucking money.
Wow.
So it's almost like Valentine's Day, but in Japan on Christmas Eve. And then Christmas Day is a day you have a party with your friend or your school club, or which is totally an anime trope. Like, oh, my basketball club is having a Christmas party. I'm like, what? You're what now? You go to karaoke. You bring your Kentucky Fried Chicken. You bring your cake, and sometimes there's gifts, but like not always. It's not really gifts aren't really. It's usually just for the person you like.
Yeah.
Like, it's like almost like a double Valentine's
It's more of a
Day.
celebration.
Yeah, and then the family
Nice, I'll
holiday
take
is New Year's. So New Year's Eve is typically spent with your family, cleaning your home. And you usually watch just like a bunch of shows that are always on New Year's Eve. They watch, and then like Red and White, and then they watch that. It's midnight, and then usually they'll get up in the morning to watch the sunrise, or they'll go with their friends. So that can be with their family or without, depending on.
Sometimes they go like the shrine and stuff like that.
Yeah, your first visit to the shrine is important. So whether you go in the morning or you go just later that day, it's still like your first shrine visit is very important, and the lines are insane. I've done it on New Year's Day, maybe 2 or 3 times. But once was in Tokyo, and it was like such a garbage town.
Oh no!
You're basically like this. You're just so squished between everybody, and you just see there's all these people. It's so organized. There's always people going, please move forward. Like don't lean over so they don't trample. But it's so organized, like madness. And you finally get the front. You throw in your money. You clap.
You make a wish, right?
Get the fuck out of there. Then you go get some.
KFC
and some sweet sake.
Some of that sweet fried chicken.
But it's really great. I mean, Christmas here is great. Obviously, we love fucking Christmas in America. But Christmas in Japan is something very different. It was nice. My first Christmas was in Japan, like 2 months after I moved there. I was like 2003 to move there to work, and I couldn't afford to go back home yet. So I was like, oh shit, I'm having Christmas like at some weird place with like nobody I know. But it was really awesome because all of my schools and stuff were organized all these parties, and like it was just
nice.
So I just like partied all through fucking the day after Christmas, and it was I was like, oh, fun.
That's generally what I like to do for Christmas is just party with friends and have yummy eggnog. Thank you, Michelle.
That's the way to do it.
It's so good.
Does anyone need a top up? I've got a.
Oh yes.
I'm very vigilant about what eggnog is good, and usually I really like the almond milk eggnog, which was usually sold at Target, but they stopped stocking it there.
Oh no!
So I bought the regular light eggnog from Target, and it's really good. It's a lot better than the grocery store.
It tastes amazing.
It's actually very nice.
And I'm very picky. I'm very picky about my eggnog, and this is very good. And I love the straws. We're just all about Christmas today.
Yes.
Christmas!
Even though this movie only had one moment of Christmas.
That was enough for us to latch on to.
Exactly. Well, and obviously because of the entity, how she's kind of like, as you guys said, the Snow Queen, it just matches. It all comes together.
It's a winter movie.
Exactly.
It's a winter movie.
Total winter movie. And so winter equals Christmas.
But so Christmas in Japan. So Jonathan's going to cover the characters.
All right, so we can go over these characters here. I mean, you guys should know your Sailor Moon by now. So we've got, but something about this movie is that we have the Outer Guardians as well. So we start off with our 5, our original 5, and it's always really interesting to see them, the original 5, because when they get blasted at, they're always like, run, dive, and then the Outer Guardians, they get blasted, they're like, it's fine, jump. We'll be fine.
Those bitches always jump around.
They're so
jump.
calm about everything.
Oh, they're just so cool.
So we got to experience, they really give every character, a little moment, because we get to see all their transformations, obviously, which is great.
Yeah.
You get to see all their attacks in double attacks for, a lot of them. You get to see their initial attacks at the first battle when they're fighting the first round of snow dancers, they're called?
Yeah,
I think so, yeah.
Snow dancers. I was calling them ice chicks, but snow dancers. I don't know if you're...
They technically are.
Yeah,
ice
they are.
chicks.
I mean, clearly.
Ice chicks. Now, they saw the sub, and I saw the dub.
God bless you.
I had to do it. I had to go for it.
And this is the 1996.
Yes.
No. This is later on because they did the series and then they did the movies way later.
Oh.
I'm assuming this was like maybe 97, 98, something like that. 99. I don't know.
But it was the same.
Yeah.
And somewhere even the snow dancers had like a weird. I don't know how it was in the Japanese, but they had like a weird. Like hyena cackle.
Yeah.
And they did it over and over and over again.
Kind of a giggle.
No, they had it was like a weird like sprightly.
That's pretty much what it is.
That's about it.
And that's what
all. They had no voice.
It was like a dolphin and a hyena got it on.
Exactly.
And that's essentially what the sound is.
Yes.
A dolphin and a hyena child.
Oh, I love it.
I like that they had to dub that sound because they don't talk.
Yeah, they don't. But what they actually did was, and in the original Japanese, they at least had like different takes of the snow dancers. In the dub, it's the same exact take.
Over.
So the scene, it's exactly like that. So as they're dancing around the Sailor Guardians, it's the same take over and over again, and I'm like. Oh God.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not doing a dub versus sub today, but this is a sub win. This is a sub win, you guys. Yeah, all the way sub win. I always love some of the original voices. I mean, like Sailor Moon's original voice always, gives me a bit of nostalgia.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, and I always feel that nice. But anyways, you guys should watch the new dub with Lauren, with Amanda, Christina,
everybody,
everyone.
The entire new cast, they're just absolutely amazing. And that's coming from a Sailor Moon fan, not just from somebody that's a part of the cast, because Sailor Moon is my baby. I love Sailor Moon, and they just sound so fantastic. Everybody sounds absolutely amazing, and Erica Mendez as Uranus, and Christine Marie Cabanos, who's going
that's right. I forgot
Saturn.
Cabanos was on that one. Cabanos is on that. Yes.
Yeah, everybody's just gonna sound amazing, and they do sound amazing. And Robbie, who is the new voice of Mamoru, he is so excited. Whenever and if we do dub the films, he is so excited to do that little segment that Tuxedo Mask does.
Ho ho ho, bitches! I'm gonna ruin your day with a dreidel.
Yes.
Please change the line to that.
And you get the introduction to all the characters right off the bat with this first battle. I mean, you get everyone. Which I did want to make this comment about the Outer Guardians, because the Inner Guardians are all there like doing their thing, but the Outer Guardians are sitting at a cafe the whole effing film. They're at a cafe the whole film.
It's the same cafe after they break the window too.
Yes.
Because the window gets broken in like the first 5 minutes of the movie.
They just moved.
They go back.
Yeah.
They just moved a table. They just moved away from the broken window.
I swear, I was watching and immediately I was like, they're at the same cafe. Do they ever leave the cafe?
I know. I checked that too. I was like,
guys, it's because they're college students. And
Exactly.
They just want to drink coffee all day.
It's
right?
the cool thing to just sit in a cafe and drink coffee. That's the cool thing to do. That's all, man.
This is like pre-Wi-Fi and pre-smartphone.
No, I don't know if it is the first time that it probably not, depending on where it actually takes place in S, but that's one of the first couple times we actually see Pluto's transformation too.
Oh.
Because we don't see hers until the later half of S. So, and I think her transformation is so cool. There's that moment where she holds her staff behind her head and you hear this humming sound. I can't do it because I'll butcher it, but it's just this beautiful sound and just the outer senshi, man. Sorry.
No, she's cool. I mean, she's so like Amanda was saying, she's like so regal and just this regal, powerful woman. It's really great. I mean, I'm a big fan of the Outer Guardians. I mean, maybe it's that they're a bit older and they're a bit cooler, and the design on Uranus, to me, her design is beautiful. I love the short hair, the short blonde hair.
Specifically about her hair, that one piece that goes like boop, boop.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that shit. I love it.
Yeah. And I love how she looks good either as, as her tomboy self when she's not in her Sailor Guardian form, but she still looks absolutely amazing in a feminine way too. I think that's fantastic. I love it.
I don't know, I love the way they do those 90s trousers on her. I was watching that the entire time, like the really crisp, bow in the front.
And the shoulder pads.
Nailed it.
Yeah, that's a style that's coming back now with women to wear the big pants and small crop tops.
Yeah.
It's a thing that basically 2% of the population wear, but it looks good in the girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be
We got you, Zara. We
Same
know.
Uranus proportions.
Yeah,
so
totally.
good.
Oh, absolutely.
But she kills it. She kills it.
Yeah, she does.
Outside of, I mean, let's see. We've got, of course, and I always want to hit Darian because he has the best moment of the whole film.
His name's Darian,
I'm calling him
not
Darian. You guys call him Momra. I call him Darian. All right, I named my son after him. That's what I call him. He's known as Darian. So yeah, and unlike, I mean, the actual series, this old series, he gets to actually have something to throw, which are the roses. He doesn't actually do that in anything else. Is that the rose throw? I don't think he does that in the manga or in anything, does he?
I mean, I'm not sure if he does it in the manga, but it is his thing in the anime.
Yeah.
And he also has that cane that he carries around, you know, the whatever you call it.
Because he doesn't do it in crystal. In crystal, which is...
magic stick.
Yeah, the magic stick.
It looks like a magic stick because it has the white end.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's for magic.
I do have a note for the magic stick coming up. It's... He'll hit you with the magic stick. In like you guys when you watch Sailor Moon Crystal, he doesn't actually have the roses or anything like that. I mean, he just literally is punchy man. He's one punch man.
Oh, I never noticed that he didn't throw anything.
Yeah, he doesn't throw anything.
Because they stick more to the
shame.
manga, which I'm so looking forward to, like, you know, because that dub is coming out right now with all of you got wonderful voice actors. I know we got a ways to go, and we haven't seen anything even the Japanese version of the Outer Guardians.
Yeah,
yet,
it's true.
I think.
Yeah.
But
we haven't seen anything in Crystal yet. So.
But I know Jupiter's episode is coming out Friday, so make sure to check that out. Yeah, Jupiter's
That's
episode comes out Friday.
Awesome.
Let's see. But so at the end of this film, the Sailor Guardians attacks, which are really epic, and I love them in the anime because they're so powerful and big and massive. When they do them in this one, like it's like, you know, Earth shaking, and then when it like, it just kills off like one or two ice dancers.
You know what it reminds me of?
And I was like, what the hell happened?
It really reminds me of like I used to get like Star Wars fans be like, oh, the original, and then I watched the original like explosion of the Death Star, and it's like boop.
Yeah.
And I was like, really, guys?
Really? Yeah, and so their attacks are kind of climactic. Thank you very much. Towards the end, however, one person who does like kind of shine at the end is Darian, is Mamoru, because he shows up as Tuxedo Mask out of nowhere because we're in like a desolate Icelandic landscape where you can't really pop out of anywhere, and all of a sudden
have powers.
Yeah, he doesn't have powers. He's just a dude, but he shows up, and so they're using all these powers to kill the ice dancers, and he just pulls out the magic stick.
The magic stick!
And he straight pimp canes some women. Like, he goes pimp cane style and knocks them the freak out. It was amazing.
Club some ladies.
So, I mean, I think everyone sort of gets their due diligence as characters, and from I mean, my whole thing here was the characters in the Christmas spirit. From the Christmas spirit, it was really just Darian in that moment. But granted, I'm glad he hit a dreidel as well. So he was like, you know, ho, 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 and now I'll hit you with my dreidel. Crazy. Look at this man. Yeah, so.
Very well done.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I feel like this week we don't have two favorite moments just because I think across the board everybody loves that stupid
That's the moment. It's so good.
Well, actually, I think the way they drew some of the more like the scenes that are more touching, like there's a scene where you know, Luna turns into a human. Mm-hmm. And then she's able to whisk Kakeru on some magical journey, but maybe it's in his head, or maybe it's real, I'm not really sure. Yeah. And I think they imply it's real, because then Himeko, her name is fucking Hime, by the way. Hime means princess, so she's actually the princess on the moon for him. Too literal. But and that's the way they animated it was a little bit more sketchy. Like, you know how sometimes they switch between I think maybe this is a time during Sailor Moon S, they were switching between the animation styles, because we're going from the big kind of like the fat looking girls. They weren't fat, but they just like their legs were shaped like they were more like this.
They're very like they're just very like thicker.
And they switched to like skinnier, longer leg later on in the animation styles. I think they're kind of between those right now in the movie, and it was actually really pretty to see. I felt like there's a lot more like sketchy lines and like emotions.
I think I read on Wikipedia they purposely did like a soft something filter to it or something or other, but to make it look like romantic.
Yeah, if you look at certain scenes, you can see it. Yeah,
especially I mean considering Luna and you know, what was his name?
Kakeru.
Kakeru,
yeah, which actually in the dub she mispronounces his name.
Oh,
she says Kikaru. And no joke. And like I was like, whoa. I was like, how could they not catch that? That was kind of a big deal. They mispronounced his name.
Those are moments that like whenever I watch dubs, it happens so much. Whenever they mispronounce it, I'm just like, I can't watch this now. I gotta go.
They always change the intonation to the first. It happens a lot. They change the intonation to the first syllable instead of the middle.
Yeah.
Or no, sometimes it's straight across, but they just change it to like an American pronunciation.
You know, I do that, and you guys get on me about that. So
Sakura.
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 Do you seriously say Sakura?
No, I think the big one I mess up is Naruto. I'll be like, sometimes I will literally be like, so we're watching Naruto, and they're like,
because Jonathan, you should know better.
I should know better.
It's the middle syllable, so Naruto or Naruto.
Naruto.
So it goes down.
Japanese.
If I'm not thinking, I get lazy.
Yeah, I think Japanese. I think I read somewhere that it goes kind of like up, down, up, down, up, down. So you start up, you go down, and then go back up.
Yeah.
But so we have just a bit of time left, so everybody rate the movie out of 5.
But there's so much to talk. There's so much more to talk.
I know. There's a lot to say about this movie.
All the Luna stuff. All the Luna stuff. She's so. I mean, it was. Oh man.
It probably is my favorite scene where Luna turns into the human because it's special for her. It's very sweet, and she gets her wish. You know,
when does Artemis get to turn into his cool like S&M bondage gear?
Oh my god!
Because they had artwork for it.
When I was a fan, when I was watching it back in the day, I looked up that picture. I'm sure you guys know which picture I'm talking about, and I'm just like, when is that gonna happen?
When? That happens. I don't think it ever
doesn't
happens.
happen.
It never gets animated or even in the manga.
Well, cross your fingers. Maybe Crystal will do something.
Come on, Crystal.
That's kind of why I thought there used to be humans. But anyway.
Yeah, totally.
All right, let's rate it.
Out of 5, I don't know. It was cute. It wasn't too long. It was what it's supposed to be. I mean, it's like a 4, you know? Like it's not Rurouni Kenshin. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's not
Rurouni Kenshin.
That set the bar.
There wasn't crazy character development or anything. It was just exactly what it was supposed to be. A cute holiday/winter episode where you see everybody that you want to see, and you get kind of this extra character development of a side character that usually get featured.
I would also give it a 4, just because it's, again, coming from a Sailor Moon fan's perspective, it's an homage to the fans. You get a little extra because of the whole Luna side story. You get a new villain that is easily taken care of in like 59 minutes. Exactly.
No explanation.
You get the fun tuxedo mask thing, and you get to see all the Sailor Guardians together, which doesn't happen in every single episode. And there's also the really sweet romance factor in that movie, and that's what I love about Sailor Moon, is that they're really good with their romantic storylines. So I would give it a 4.
Yeah. Okay, I want to say a couple quick notes just because there were wonderful things. This before I give my rating, is that this villain in this movie could have been just a regular villain on an episode, but like I got to give credit to Amanda for saying this. She was like, "No, that villain called her agent and was like, I will not be a one-time, like one episode, bitch. You're giving me a movie." She was like, "I'm gonna get a movie," and so no. So she talked to her agent, got that. Luna got a little rapey when Kakeru was sleeping. Yeah, she definitely did. The girlfriend, when in her first scene with Kakeru is kind of a bitch, and then she's kind of a bitch, and then she's kind of a creeper. How she sits out there and just listens in on the conversation, totally a creeper. And then also with his breakup with her. I think I wrote it down exactly. Let's see. Here we go.
God.
It was. Oh gosh, where is it? Oh well, I don't want to take up too. Oh, here we go. Oh wait. Oh no, I don't have it. Okay. Anyways. Oh wait, it's the moon. It's the moon. Oh no, here it is. Here it is. Boyfriend and outer guardian. Oh, never leave cafe. Neil. Oh wait. Anyways, he says. I will. I know. I'm looking at my. He says. He's like basically along the lines of like, I can't be with you because you think the moon is just a rock, and I can't be with you because of that. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, that's the reason he's mad.
Yeah, I have to add to that, where he's just like, he's got all these degrees, he's logical. I have to agree with the Himeko. Just like, why the fuck do you believe in this?
You're acting kind of weird, bro.
Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I love Sailor Moon's attack fail at the end. And let's see, Daring Club Attack is in it. Okay, Love and Friendship. I give it a 4 as well. It just makes sense. It's not necessarily a great film, but it's everything you want from a little Sailor Moon. Yeah, so.
It's not as bad as some other Sailor Moon movies, so.
Yeah, I hope I hit my notes. Those are all my notes. All right.
I have to agree. I have to give it a 4. Like, I think in this table, I am the lower on the bar of Sailor Moon fan, because I started watching it like later on than everybody else did.
Okay.
I watched it while I was babysitting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, oh, it's very enjoyable, and like I've seen some of the other Sailor Moon movies, and I was like, this one's pretty good.
Out of the 3, my favorite is actually the third one. I actually do like the Black Dream Hole one. I thought that was pretty good.
Can't remember what letter movie was that?
That's Sailor Moon S.
Okay.
Super S.
Super S.
Like, this one
This is
This is Sailor Moon Super S.
Okay.
So,
but
but yeah,
there's too many movies.
but yeah, no, the first one. that was I don't know what that was about.
All right. Well, we're pretty across the board. No fours.
All fours. You got all fives for Rumoni, all fours here. Like this is.
It's been a good winter for us.
Who are picking better movies?
Are you doing anything else besides Sailor Moon?
Oh gosh, right now I'm currently doing Attack on Titan Junior High, which is it's like the parody of Attack on Titan. It's absolutely absurd.
And you're playing.
I am playing Annie Leonhardt, and she is just as much of a bitch as she is in the original
I love
series.
her in the Attack on Titan Junior High.
She's have you been watching it?
I've been watching it. Yeah,
it's awesome. I haven't seen it yet, but I have heard very good things. It's ridiculous. It's hilarious. Armin walks around with a security blanket, and it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. I just remember the last episode that I did. I kept talking about a cheeseburger thing.
Yes.
Oh my god, I watched that one. That's great.
And I was like, I don't know what this is, but it's hilarious. And apparently, I kick ass at dodgeball.
Yes.
So, and I didn't when I was a kid. So this is redemption. But yeah, other than that, we are still recording Sailor Moon S, and unfortunately, I don't have any release dates for that. But hopefully, it'll be sooner rather than later. And I'm hoping that they release some sort of trailer because I still haven't heard everybody together. So what else? I think that's all that I can talk about pretty much. Actually we're working on the second season of Noragami right now. Which is really good. That's an awesome show. I play Nora in that, and she is very creepy. She's a creepy little girl with all these like tattoos on her arms and everything, and she's extra creepy. And it's just an awesome show, and I think that's all I can talk about.
That's
Doing good,
Perfect.
kid.
You did good. Thanks.
I mean, those are all really great shows. But I mean, I think that's kind of it for us this week. You can find me at Human Ninja Online.
Yes, you can find me at Kaiba Cat, and I want to remind you I'm going to be at the Laguna Beach Playhouse performing with Neil Patrick Harris, Marina Sirtis, Lindsay Pierce from Glee. Make sure to check us out. Get tickets on Gold Star for $20. Laguna Beach Playhouse.
Keep an eye out for conventions that I may go at. Go to animecons.com and keep an eye out, and hopefully I'll see you there.
And I'm, I forgot my name, ChubbyBunny Michelle. I'm ChubbyBunny Michelle. You can find me at I am ChubbyBunny, and next week I'll be hosting Mystery Movie with guest hosts Maxwell Song and Emma Fife, who hosts other shows on the AfterBuzz TV network. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Spitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network. Views expressed here are those of the host only, not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network.